I don't normally do like just sort of talky videos, but I wanted to talk about this, which I've had now for like a couple of months. And this is a 2005 PRS Custom 22. I've done a couple of different videos on it before, just to pick up sounds and just like an overview and review of the guitar itself. And I'll put the cards up for that if you want to watch those. But I just kind of wanted to like check in, I guess, because I haven't been able to put it down, and I don't know, it's just beautifully kind of balanced, and the feel and the weight and everything. And the pickups were a big surprise to me, these Dragon 2s. I know they're kind of, people have a love or hate relationship with these, don't they? And they do have a compression to them for sure. And this guitar being from like 2005, I know it's kind of more synonymous with heavier music, and those pickups do lean themselves definitely towards that. And they don't have a sort of that openness you would get from a Les Paul, a PAF, in a Les Paul. That's kind of more an open and woody. But one thing these do really, really great is they do not muddy up. The clarity on these is phenomenal at higher gain. The character just keeps singing, if that makes sense. I love like the violin sort of carve and the contours, the color of the top. It is a player grade instrument. I got a really good price on this, and there's no way I could have afforded it otherwise. But the rosewood's absolutely beautiful. It's not a massively thick neck or a thin neck. It's just really nice and rounded, comfortable in the hand. One thing I did do was roll the edges. I know I don't think it's a thing PRS really do, is it? Rolled fretboard edges. The only PRS I've ever played with rolled edges is the Silver Sky, the core US Silver Sky, and that with its rounded profile and that 7.25 inch board, that just felt beautifully kind of just round in the hand. But when you've got a kind of flatter board and not quite a chunkier neck, those kind of straighter edges can feel not sharp, but they kind of, it doesn't feel as comfortable to play. So I noticed it on I had a DGT SE that's a fantastic guitar. That was the literally only like nitpicky thing I would say about that guitar. And again, with the Silver Sky SE, that doesn't have rolled edges. And I would say that about that as well. Anyway, getting back to this, I'm rapping again. There are things I thought would put me off, right? Because I was looking for, I don't know what I was looking for. I've had so many Strats over the last couple of years, and I've had a couple of Les Pauls or Les Paul type guitars. And, I've been playing guitar for like over 25 years at this point, and I'm still not sure is there one guitar for me that I gravitate towards. And I started with Strats and went through all Strats, but I'm starting to now feel like it is something maybe closer akin to a Les Paul. And obviously this is more of a hybrid. You could say it's a double cutaway, but it's got two humbuckers and a scale length right in between Fender and Gibson, so it is a hybrid. And I think that's where it just feels like it does suit me, because I'm not sure, what my guitar is. And for anyone in my position like that, who doesn't gravitate towards a Strat S-type guitar or a single cutaway like Les Paul type guitar, these would probably, definitely I would recommend checking these out. And obviously you could check an SE version out as well. I don't know. Again, I've heard people who just can't get on with Silver Skies and they find them sterile and they have no character. I can't agree with that. I've played a few now. I've played a few SEs, the DGT, the Silver Sky, Custom 22 SE. I've had this core model. I've had a US Silver Sky, and I've got to say, they are just, there's no faults really at all. Just kind of preference things like the edge of the board. Other than that, the weight and the neck, it's just beautifully balanced. It stays in tune really well. Everything's intuitive. It's the sort of guitar that once you've plugged it in, you know, if you're playing with your band or rehearsing or recording at home, whatever you're doing, you stop thinking about the guitar really quite quickly, and that's always a great thing for me, because the last thing you want to be doing is fighting the guitar and thinking about, oh no, if you've got a part coming up and it's like I've got to hit that switch, or I've got to roll this off, or God, my back's starting to hurt a little bit, I'm gonna have to change position, or do you know what I mean? Or you know, having to tune the G all the time, like on a Les Paul or an SG. You don't really have any of that on this. The only one thing I would say is, you know, these came with rotary switches. I've swapped it out for a three-way toggle. I put a switchcraft in that, but it would have had a rotary switch. And not only is that kind of weird in terms of click, click, click in 5 positions, I've never had one on any other guitar. It's also in a kind of weird position back here. So it's like the volume and the tone, and then it's back down here, and it just doesn't make sense with the wrist action for me. Although the sounds from it were phenomenal. I got lucky because someone had obviously done this mod before, and then when they sold it, because they part X'd it, I bought this from a store, they must have just reverted back to the rotary, because the rotary was a bit rattly. Now, if you are doing the swap, then you would have to route the hole out a little bit, and who wants to do that with a top like this themselves? Yeah, so I got lucky that it had been done before, so I could just literally take the rotary out and pop a switch in and it's fine. But yeah, I guess be aware of that if that is a mod you were going to do on one of these. But yeah, just super nice, and I just pick it up above everything else. And yeah, the wealth of music out of it. I'm literally just playing through my phone here. I'm not plugged, you know, I've got my Orange AD15 small board, and I'll just have a little bit of a noodle and show you how it cleans up and stuff like that. Just clean, it just sounds phenomenal, articulate. If I put the Rat on now, or any distortion, that's what I'm playing at the moment. You know, if I then clean this all the way back, this is with the Rat still on, right? If we hit the volume all the way down. Roll it all the way back up again. just wonderful, honestly, wonderful. Such a great tool to have, right? So responsive. Some mistakes here and there that show up. You know, what are you going to do like about that? But yeah, I would highly recommend checking one of these out. They're really good prices, and you do see a lot of these pop up. The craftsmanship on these is flawless. The pickups, love them or hate them, they're fantastically versatile. If you play heavier music, these pickups are great. If you're a blues player, probably not so much, maybe, but you'd want something a bit more open. But yeah, definitely can't recommend this highly enough. It's not going anywhere at all in the immediate future. And I'd like to say this would be a forever guitar, but we all know what we're like. So, cheers for watching, guys, and like I say, check out the full review and my other videos. Thank you so much for everyone who's liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. And yeah, I'll catch you soon. All right.